This is Tibor A. Palatinas of DrugRehabAdvisor.com, providing rehab advice clear and simple. Let's talk about how drug abusers think and help get addicts to rehab faster by understanding why they avoid rehab. Watching a loved one ruin his or her life with drugs and alcohol and hear them justify why they're doing it is baffling. I mean, why would they explain away their drug or alcohol abuse and refuse help even after all the trouble they put themselves and you through? That's the question we'll answer in this video. Drug abusers think society should change to fit into the drug abuser's reality. To understand the boldness of this statement, I'll describe to you what is happening inside the drug abuser's head. This may not be pretty. Sorry if I use real-to-life examples. How drug abusers see the world. They see the same trees and the same cars and the same family members who are upset or distressed by their addiction. But they also see other things, often things they want to believe or just distortions of reality. Drug and alcohol use triggers past experiences and distorts reality. To continue this analogy of seeing things that aren't seen by everyone else, let's consider the mind as a collection of full picture, sound, and sensation files in one's personal computer. This personal computer is one's mind. The mind has millions of memories of files stored of past experience, conclusions, and imaginations. All these files are stored in your mental computer. What happens when drug abusers experience things they don't want to? Here's the problem. Drugs dull perceptions. Drugs are essentially painkillers. Drugs kill mental, emotional, or physical pain. That means that something that's distressing a person can appear to reduce after taking drugs. The stress seems to go away a bit because the drugs and alcohol dull or hide the experience from the person. They can't see the experience or discomfort as readily. Sometimes these discomforts come from the past. Remember, the mind is made up of past experience or memory pictures. Drug abusers have been solving their problems by clouding their abilities to see these problems. At times, the problems right in front of them are unseen by a drug abuser. Other times, issues from their past are blocked out by the drugs. Let's take a look at one way drug abusers dull their perception with drugs and use other mental tricks. People abusing drugs, including marijuana abuse, pharmaceutical abuse, and alcohol abuse, do one thing in common: justify their abuse. As a drug and rehab consultant, I hear more justification for drug abuse and use than most. Here are some of the more common and even infamous justifications I've heard over the years. You don't understand. Can't handle being off drugs. Stuff happens. Just one more hit, then it'll be okay. What's the big deal? It won't happen again. They say they need drugs and alcohol to continue their lifestyle. Like, no kidding. They don't just give justifications to you. They tell themselves these justifications to make themselves right. These mental justifications act like a buffer between regretting their uncomfortable existence and their conscience. Justifications disconnect them from their mistakes and lack of good judgment. And the more they abuse drugs and alcohol, the less able they are, the more mistakes they make, and the more justifications they think they have to make. What is going on here? Drug abusers are running away from something, aren't they? Reactively, most people avoid pain. When the truth contains pain, the truth will be avoided. Pain is also stored in the mind's mental pictures. When painful experience is re-triggered by life, the painful part also returns. Drug abusers instinctively avoid this pain. That's when justification is put to use by a drug or alcohol abuser. Justification is a method of being right and avoiding the discomfort of being wrong, and pain or unpleasant memory or undesired present time. The mind must be right. This is the mind's senior command: always be right. Not necessarily truthful, just right. A drug abuser is trying to create a world where they're right in avoiding reality, even if it kills them. That's why they continue to abuse drugs. Even drug abusers and alcoholics have a natural desire to be right and tend to resist being wrong. There is some discomfort connected to being proven wrong. That discomfort can be light or intense, depending on the loss associated to being proven wrong. If a person has been living a life abusing drugs or alcohol, They have a lifetime of justification of why they've been abusing. Using drugs and alcohol may make perfect sense to them. Do you see the difficulty we have in getting an addict to turn their lives around and get clean? Do you think they're going to change their lives around overnight? Right. They're going to need some help, aren't they? How can a drug abuser be helped to discover the truth and set themselves free from their own traps? Is there more to learn about how drugs influence the mind, body, and emotions? To find out how drug residues in the body trigger the mental memories into action and how these mental pictures influence the mind, go to the 7 Steps to Overcoming Addiction video at drugrehabadvisor.com. It's the first video you watch when you sign up for a free membership. Watch it, then show them that video. You'll be glad you did.